Northern Ireland's History: A Narrative by Christian Asutla. Why did Northern Ireland split from Ireland? Well, let me tell you a little story. In the 16th and 17th centuries, land was taken from Irish lords and given to English and Scottish colonists. These were known as plantations. The plantation of Ulster, the furthest north of Ireland's four provinces, was extremely successful for the British. Relations between the Irish and the colonists were not exactly friendly. The Catholic and the Protestant British essentially saw each other as Satan. They were enemies living in the same place. As more Irish were pushed off their land, tensions reached a breaking point. On 23 October 641, the Ulster's Catholics really said, "You know what? I think I'm tired of all these British people with their fancy accent." So the Catholics they rebelled. 4,000 British colonists were killed. Decades of war between Irish, Scottish, and English armies followed. A massacre between soldiers, civilians, kings, and clergy all fought and died across Britain and Ireland, as Catholics and Protestants fought for supremacy. The Protestants eventually won. The whole conflict that led to a partition reduces fundamentally to the failure of the Reformation in Ireland and the fact that it threw up a confessional divide between the British generally, between the English, the Welsh, the Scots, and the Irish, who remained largely Catholic. William of Orange. William III was born on 4th November 650, a Dutchman by birth, part of the House of Orange. He would later reign as King of England, Scotland, and Ireland until his death in 1702. In 800, the United Kingdom of Great Britain became the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. The British issued the Government of Ireland Act 920, which granted Home Rule to Ireland. But first, what was Home Rule? It was the dominant political movement on British nationalism from 1870 to the end of World War One. In the 1870s, most Irish voters elected members of the main British political parties, the Liberals and the Conservatives, as their members of Parliament. The Conservatives, for example, won a majority in the 1859 general election in Ireland. Conservatives, and after 1886, Liberal Unionists fiercely resisted any dilution of the Act of Union, and in 1891 formed the Irish Unionist Alliance to oppose Home Rule. Northern Ireland's response to having an unreconciled, unhappy, large Catholic minority in their midst was essentially to create a Protestant Unionist one-party state, which governed with a heavy hand to say the least. The Ulster Unionist National Party in Northern Ireland wrote into law rampant discrimination against Catholics in housing, employment, education, and job opportunities. Meanwhile, the Irish Republic was also effectively a one-party state, strongly committed to culture and nationalism with a lot of influence from the Roman Catholic Church, including a heavy infusion of doctrinaire Catholicism in the constitution, that was bound to hiding the resistance of Ulster Protestants to inclusion with anything like a united Ireland. But it was here, with this Government Act, during a war that the Irish border first appeared, a 500-kilometer long line that carved part of Ulster and the rest of Ireland apart. Well, folks, that's all about how North Ireland split from Ireland. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.